This video is about the disordered eating epidemic. We're going to be talking about weight, body image, and everything in between. So if that triggers you, then please don't watch this video. You have been warned. I think it's time we finally talk about the elephant in the room, which is the fact that society has this incessant need to pick apart young women and girls' bodies. Social media is this deranged cult that is obsessed with tearing down any and everybody regardless of who you are. This is the ultimate body that they want us to look like and want us to have. And if we don't, we're told we're not good enough and told that we'll never be. This is a video I've been holding off for a long time just because it's such like a sensitive matter, but this whole ordeal is just getting so out of hand that it's just like I have to address it. We all know that living in our world, looks are the one thing that everyone cares about. Like if you want to be successful in this life and you are a woman, you just have to be thin. No ifs, ands, or buts. In most parts of the world, the common beauty standard is being on the thin side. There are, of course, some outliers. I'm not saying every single city or country in the entire world, their beauty standard is not always like a skinny woman, but in most cases, Australia, Asia, North America, I mean, I could go on. Chances are people expect you to have the thin figure in the hourglass shape, which is obviously problematic just because like we as women don't all have that. Some women have, you know, a pear-shaped body or a rectangle body or a square, I don't know. Then it's like if we don't fit into that mold, then it's like we're not good enough and we feel that we're the problem. I will see so many, you know, people that are plus size models, you know, posting on social media and they'll get comments saying like bring back bullying and no one wants a fat girl, like just terrible things. Like, is being stick thin really that big of a deal? It's incredibly disturbing to me because if we look at, you know, people who have an online presence that are famous or whoever the case may be, they've almost all had an eating disorder or an ED. I don't even know where to begin. Demi Lovato was only 15 when she was thrust into the spotlight of becoming a celebrity from starring in the Disney Channel original movie Camp Rock. But just like all the other young Disney and Nickelodeon stars, being a child celebrity was just extremely hard to navigate. In the past, she had a management team that would literally control every single thing that she ate. They would go as far as keeping hotel snacks out of her room so she would not eat. They would also like remove the phone so she couldn't call room service. When she would go on TV shows like Ellen, they would go to her dressing room and take out all like the sugary snacks and stuff like that so she wouldn't eat them. Everyone says they want to become a celebrity, but the thing is the life of a celebrity isn't like glitz and glam 24/7. There are people in your life that will be dedicated to controlling every aspect of it, controlling every decision you make, everything that you say, everything you put into your mouth. So of course these crazy measurements that her team, you know, was implementing only exacerbated her ED and was constantly triggering it.
So I had told my treatment team at the time, I need help. My bulimia is getting really bad. And they said, well, you're not sick enough.
They said you're not sick enough?
Yes. Yeah.
How does someone decide you're not sick enough to get treatment?
I don't know, because the week before I had thrown up blood and I had told them that. And
they were like, how much blood?
pretty much.
And less than a year later, she ended up overdosing. In this world, it doesn't matter like who you are or what you're going through. All people care about is making their money, and that's all. And if that means tearing down people's self-worth and not making sure that the people around them are healthy, then so be it. Society is a sick and cruel place that takes joy in your suffering and misery. These beauty standards and expectations to fit this unattainable mold have gotten so bad that the victims of the sick culture are just getting younger and younger and younger. A 10-year-old girl was admitted to the hospital due to her having a serious ED. Bella Dalian was a young dancer that lived in Texas, and she developed body dysmorphia from being on TikTok and Instagram. She would see all these older women with these tiny, unrealistic Photoshop bodies, and she wanted to look like them. She even had her own social media account.
It started when I was 10.
Even in the youngest among us.
Make sure to like, subscribe.
Bella DeLeon was a tiny dancer who convinced herself
It was Instagram and TikTok. They seemed really skinny, so I kind of wanted to be like them.
At 10 years old, Bella developed body dysmorphia and anorexia.
Sometimes I would hide my food in the napkin and like pretend like I'm wiping myself and then throw it in the trash can and like pretend telling my parents that I was eating, but I actually wasn't.
Her family noticed weight loss.
It starts slowly, you know.
And shared pictures and videos so you might recognize a gradual change in your kids too. Until Bella fainted and her parents took her to a doctor, they didn't know how little she weighed.
They told me, hey, she's only 25 pounds. You need to put her in the hospital. Like, if not, she's gonna die.
25 pounds at 11 years old.
This is what happens when we let children on social media. They don't know what's real and what's not. Like, we all know that online people just post their highlight reels and the best moments of their life and post the moments where they're looking their best, and that's all you see. And they make people believe that women really do have, bodies like this. This is why we have trends like the thigh gap trend. The ultimate standard of not having your thighs touch was like the goal of every single teenage girl. And I remember we would do all these crazy exercises in hopes that one day we would get the thigh gap. And obviously I'm really disappointed with these girls' parents, because it's like, why does she have a social media account at 10 years old? I know that no one's perfect, and her parents of course loved her and wanted the best for her and probably didn't educate themselves enough when it comes to social media, but I feel like it would be obvious that the internet itself can be dangerous. So that's just horrible. This whole situation is horrible. Like, honestly, I think that if I never went on the internet, I don't think that I would have the problems and insecurities with myself that I have to this day. Selena Gomez is another one of the many celebrities that have struggled with an ED. Selena has been on her journey with lupus for years, and lupus is basically like an autoimmune disease. Normally your immune system is supposed to help fight germs, but with lupus, the body and the immune system essentially attacks itself, and it can invade every organ, and Selena has been going through all of that in the public eye. She even had a kidney transplant in 2017, and with this condition your weight is always fluctuating, and being another one of the young Disney stars, Selena did develop an ED. People expect, young people in their teens and early 20s to just be like thin because they assume like they're healthy and they have a fast metabolism, but that's not always the case for every single body. And when Selena did have weight gain, of course, the internet was the first to attack her. I mean, they just destroyed her, and it affected her in a really bad way, and it took her years to accept her journey with lupus. And of course, like, since then, she's been a lot more open about her struggles, and she's been a lot more comfortable in her own body. But the thing is that when you have an ED, it doesn't just go away. For a lot of people, EDs haunt you and they stay with you for years, and it's extremely easy to get triggered from it. And I know I've only been talking about women, but this is something that affects men and women. And the thing is, I can talk all day about, different celebrities or influencers that have struggled with an ED, but I would be here forever because so many people have gone through this. It's beyond horrible and sad and inhumane how society is just obsessed with like tearing us down and seeing the worst of us. They expect us to look this way or that way, and if we can't, which we don't, it's like it's over for us, And to the people who, are currently going through an ED, I do hope that you know that you're not alone. And this is, of course, like a screwed up and twisted society we live in, but nothing is permanent. And the one thing that can heal and does change, and something that you can expect to help heal, is time. I know this video was pretty short, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please comment down below and share your stories or your thoughts. And I will be back, of course, next week for my next video, and I hope to see you guys there. Bye bye, guys.